Welcome everyone to another video from Between CAD classes. This time I am doing Too Tall Toby's September 2023 Speed Modeling Challenge. As usual, Toby challenges us to create 3 part models as fast as we can using whatever CAD software we like. In my case, I'm using Autodesk Inventor 2023. I encourage you to check out Toby's website at TooTallToby.com and try out the contest for yourself. He also has some live contests as well. Without further ado, let's take a look at my submission. As usual, I've got my templates set up and I'm going to start my timer here, and then I'm going to start with my first part. And with this one, I tried to do this multiple ways. I tried to create multiple extrusions, and I found that the fastest way for me to do it was to create the shape and then shell it by removing some faces. So here you can see me adding my constraints and dimensions. I've added a lot of keyboard shortcuts to Inventor so that I don't have to use any buttons. So here you can see me extruding it and then using the shell command and removing these faces and adding in the thickness of the walls. Next, I'm creating my sketched shapes here. And I found, again, instead of using the hole command, to extrude the hole was a little bit faster for me. So here you can see me extruding that hole and then using my VE shortcut I set up to turn on the visibility of that sketch so that I could reuse it. Create a couple of extrusions here and then check my properties to find that I have the correct mass, and then on to the second part. For the second part, it's a series of cylindrical shapes, and I initially tried actually creating circular shapes and extruding them. I found I spent a lot of time creating sketches and features. Now, in the real world, that's probably how I would create the part. I'd probably spend a little more time creating multiple features that might make it a little easier to modify. Here I found it faster to create one sketch and do some trimming and revolve. As you probably saw in there, that created some under-constrained geometry, which drives me insane, but for speed modeling, works pretty darn good. So don't do that in real life, everybody, but for speed modeling, you can try that out. On this shape, I initially did one extrusion and patterned it, but I found it was a lot faster to find a method to quickly sketch all 4 and extrude them at once. Finally, for the third part, I played with this one quite a bit until I found a way that I found to be fast for me. I figured out that I can create a couple of these features and extrude them mid-plane. I also found that it was easier for me to initially start with half the part and mirror it. I know a lot of the speedrunners do this. I don't do a whole lot of it, but it makes a lot of sense to me for this one because of the fillets in the hole that I have to add in. It's just easier to go ahead and do the entire part as half and then mirror it. Now, there was a hole and a polygon extrusion that I did after I mirrored. So here you can see me setting up an offset plane, and then once again creating a couple of sketches, adding some constraints. And then I use the extrude to next option here on the polygon shape. And then I shared that circle and then extruded it again as a cut to finish up the part and once again get the correct mass when it was all said and done. So I practiced these quite a bit. My goal was to be sub 3 minutes and I just made it, so I decided to stop there. As usual, lots of fun doing these challenges. Again, check out TooTallToby.com and try them out yourselves. And as always, thanks for watching.